G'day people, here I am on the Murray at Collingham. I thought I'd do something a bit different today. I'll give you a tour of my touring rig so you can see how I travel the country. Alright, let's start with my ute. Alright, this is Arador, my ute. It's a 2009 PJ Ford Ranger. Built in Thailand, probably designed in Japan, I think. And it's towing a 17-foot Roma caravan, which I've called Debbie. So it's Arador and Debbie. So those of you wondering why it's called Arador, well, if you're a serious Tolkien fan, you'll know that Aragorn was the son of Arathorn, who was the son of Arador. So Arador, of course, was one of them rangers, one of them grey rangers. So here he is. This is the grandfather of Aragorn. I'll give you a look under the hood. Okay, this is the donk that powers Arador. It's a 3-litre, 4-cylinder, turbocharged common rail diesel. Pretty typical for the time, where all the utes, 4-wheel drive utes, they all had these, much the same engine. Well, I mean, different, made by different manufacturers, but all, 3-litre common rail turbocharged diesels. Now I did 320,000 K in it, and it was basically worn out, so I got everything reconditioned. So this is actually a reconditioned engine. I don't know if I can show you anything of interest. Maybe by coming from this side, you can see how new, the head is there, right? It's brand new aluminium. So I think, mechanics suggested, and you can see the brand new water pump there. And I got the turbo recode. Can we see anything there? It's a bit hard to get down there. Turbo recode, new fuel pump. Recode fuel pump. New. You can see there's a new bolts on that fan belt there. Brand new radiator there, and I got the gearbox recode. All the hoses are new. So it's pretty much a new car, pretty much a new engine and gearbox, and I got all the universals replaced, and yeah, wheel bearings replaced. Battery's good. Oh, check out this. This is my innovation on the batteries. You can get these things on eBay, right? So that you can have various different sized cables going into your battery for various different purposes. Very useful, especially in today's kind of cars where you've got a lot of stuff going on. Now, I've got an isolator switch there, a couple of Anderson plugs on it. So what that does is it takes the alternator charge from the battery, it runs it down, and I put it into the chassis here, put it into the chassis. Now part of it comes up, another Anderson plug, part of it comes up to inside this canopy here, where I've got a lead acid deep cycle battery, a charge controller, and we can see what's going on there. 7.9 amps, 7 amps, pretty good. So what I did was I put a solar panel on the roof, which probably can't see, but anyway, I put a solar panel on the roof. So the solar panel charges this charge controller, but also I've got cable coming up to charge it as well. But then also the cable comes through the chassis out the back to this Anderson plug on the tow bar, and from there it runs into the caravan. And that's how I charge my caravan. Oh, one way to charge the caravan battery. So the caravan battery is charged from the alternator when it's going, also from its own solar panels, and also from the solar panels on the car itself. When the car's not actually connected to the van, not connected to Debbie, it just powers the fridge, which is on the other side. Now originally I set up the canopy, had the canopy custom made, and I fitted it out. Hang on, let's open that. So really good fridge, highly recommend the Waco, fantastic, and it's basically just for drinks. But I used to travel everywhere with a tent, and so this was the kitchen. So I've got the stove which comes out. Hang on, just pull it out. I'll just pull it out and I'll flip it up. So you got a kitchen. So there was a sink. The yellow container there was the sink. Hang on, I'm having trouble doing this with one hand. Yeah, we've got the fridge, got the stove, and this is a pull-out table. This. And before we go in, just give you a look. In the middle of the canopy, we've got this big space upstairs, which I put my my table and chairs in there. And down the bottom, we've got the keyboard, a music stand. We've got some fuel tanks at the end. And yeah, music, piano stool, piano pedals, and mic stand. Okay, just a few things before we go inside. Give you a look in the toolbox. Just the usual stuff, you know, some chucks, some wheel chocks, wheel leveler, a few extension leads, little toolbox, water leads, water pipes, all good. Now I want to show you this, so you know, I've got to have an awning. Awnings are fantastic, but when you do your, and today's very windy, like it's 37 degrees at the moment, very windy, 37, a hot north wind. So this is the way I do mine. It's probably a bit different to everyone else. So you just run a decent sized cord around the pivot point of your awning. Right, comes down to a carabiner, and from there you run a standard tensioning to a peg. Now, just in case people don't understand this, you don't connect your peg direct to the wire. You always have a bit of cord there, because the cord is flexible and you can belt your peg in without wrecking your wire. So you have the cord at the bottom and you have the cord at the top. In the middle you've got your tensioner, and you can just put tension on. It's great. And when you go to tie off your draw cord for your awning, you always need a double knot. If you have a single knot, it'll always pull out. There you go. So here's the water tank entrance, no worries, and the mains water entrance, no worries, and of course the inevitable TV antenna, which I never use because I never use TV. But I've got it. If I need it, I've got it. Hang on, I'll show you one more thing. Well, before I go inside the van, I just want to show you one more thing. Where do I come from? The nanny state. Thanks, Dictator Dan. Alright, so we're inside the van. My internet van. So I've got a fan for days like this, where it's hot. We've got the full desktop computer. Got the ergo chair. Beautiful, got the stereo sound. And I've got a little box there I've also got speakers in the kitchen so I can mix them through to the kitchen. I'm just using the hotspot on my phone, which I've forgotten where my phone is. Oh, I'm carrying it. Dole. Stupid. Alright, so I've got another TV there, and I've run cables. You can see HDMI cables from the computer all the way to there, so I can actually display everything I can see on the computer. I can display it there. With a nice, we've got 2 couches. It's probably about a foot longer than I really need, but what the hell. Fantastic stove here. One of the best things about this particular caravan. Fantastic stove. It's got a decent oven, and it's got a proper griller. Great. Great. You know, if you want to make cheese on toast, how else are you going to do it? We've got the sink. We're free camping at the moment, so that's 12-volt water pump. I think there's 60 or 70 litre tank in this van. Keep my bin there, so it's nice and close to the kitchen. I can just throw stuff in when I need to. SWB, of course. Microwave oven. I can even use the microwave with my inverter. I'll just prove it to you. 5 seconds of microwave. Check it out. See? I've got a working microwave. I don't need to be plugged in. Alright, I'll give you a look at the electronics. Alright, heart of the thing is a King's 40 amp charge controller. So it takes the voltage from the alternator and charges the 200 amp hour lithium battery. And it also takes the solar panels from the roof of the van. There's 2 solar panels on the roof, and it is a multi-point power tracker as well. So it supplies that power when there's no power from the alternator, which is the situation at the moment. And then I've got King's 2001 inverter, which is supplying the power for the computer and the microwave oven and whatever else I need. And I've got, for other things, I've got two bus bars here, one ground and one positive, or one negative and one positive. So the negative one's connected to the negative on the battery, and the positive one's connected to the positive, and they do things like power the fridge and the water pump and lots of other things that I can think of. So I've got plenty of room there to hook in new stuff. If I need to hook in a new 12-volt device, I just wire it in there. Easy. There's lots of screws. You just undo a screw, wire it in, bang, done. Great. I'm still working on the panels, but you can see the panel in the middle, which tells you that there's 42 amps being supplied to the load. A lot of that would be the fridge. There's nothing on the inverter's not showing anything because the leftmost would be the inverter. It's not showing anything because there's not a lot of current being drawn, and also the scale's too low. I need to get a different meter, but it's very, very hard to get the right meter. 13.2 volts is the voltage at the battery. I can tell how much water's left in the tank. It's half. Okay. Well, it's a very warm day here. Hot day, you might say. So it's 37 degrees inside and out, basically. Hot. But it's dry, you know. It's dry heat. It's not so bad. Not so bad. It's got 27-inch monitor, proper keyboard, proper mouse. Logitech speakers, they've got a subwoofer down there. And there's the computer itself. It's a MSI mini PC. Fantastic little thing. It's an i5. What's it got? Oh, we can find out what it's got in a minute. Yeah. So when you buy a van, obviously you can't buy a van with a computer desk, ergo chair, and this is a unique size bed. This bed is full HD. It's 1920 by 1080 millimeters, which is no size as far as the bed industry is concerned. So I just use double bed stuff, or I make my own. It's a bit smaller than double bed, but it's quite a bit bigger than a single. So very comfortable, and there's room for a decent sized computer desk. I've got plans to get a laser printer probably in the corner there, which would be very useful for music on the road. I'd be able to print out music on the road. It'd be great. I don't use the windows at the front, and that window never get used because that would produce glare on the main computer screen. So I had to make all this myself because they don't supply caravans like this. So if you want one like this, you'll have to do it yourself, unless a market appears for this kind of thing. So we had 2 single beds and a big cupboard in the middle, and I ripped it all out and replaced it, and I built that cupboard in the middle to go in. But it all fits. It all looks like it's supposed to. So that's fantastic, I think. And you know, there's cupboards down there. I can store photographic equipment, and I can store electronic equipment in the drawer there. Fantastic. And most of the material I made this stuff out of, I salvaged from the old garbage that was here. So that's it. That's the rig. Happy days, folks. So there it is, folks. The hard life of the Martian on the road. Really is extremely difficult business, and definitely not for everyone. You know, the degree of difficulty very high. So you'd want to be a special kind of person to be able to take it. All right, so let me put the thongs on. So yes, there's you can see how close the rig is to the Murray. It's right on the edge. Right on the edge there, people. So what I'm going to do is I'll probably finish that beer and I'll go for a swim. Really, honestly, it's very, very hard life. Can't tell you how difficult it is. Really difficult. All right, Martian, over and out.